And like I said, listen, I can do this with my mate, even though he's living and down the road working. I could do this in the middle of the day and connect with him soul to soul. If I want to work on an issue that's we're really stuck with in the physical, and he's not hearing me or I'm not hearing him, and I want to revisit it and say, can you be clearer? Maybe you tell me differently on what you're trying to convey.
Hello, and welcome to the Constance Messmer Podcast. Thank you so much for tuning in.
Today, I want to go over some exercises that you can do to help strengthen your clairaudience. Again, clairaudience is clear hearing. So it has to do with psychically hearing, but also speaking on a soul level. And I hope with the things that you learned today, putting it into your practice, you'll just be more conscious of how often this experience actually is already happening to you. I hope you enjoy today's session. I'm really excited to share what I know. Clairaudience can happen externally, where we hear the sounds in our physical environment, floorboards creaking, our name being called out, or full-on conversations with spirit realm. They can also occur on an inner level. This is often tricky to discern, but I just want to remind you, it's about paying attention to your thoughts, because the internal level happens in your own thoughts, in your own head, sometimes your own voice in your head. And it's about differentiating whose voice is this? Is this my voice, or is this spirit using the consciousness of my thought process to give a clairaudient message to me? And then also remember that this clairaudience is about us sending our words or speaking our words through our mind to spirit or to loved ones or whatever it is we're trying to communicate with, as much as it is receiving their thoughts and words back to us. The best gift you can give yourself when you're working to develop your clairaudience is to consciously pay attention and attribute your thoughts to where they are actually coming from. So one of the exercises that I invite you to try this week is to pay attention of your mind chatter and notice if you're hearing something that you did not originate the thought, and taking the time to focus inward and ask your own mind, who's telling me this? Ask from, if you ask from your soul awareness, which is just you asking, really, who's saying this to me? Or where is this message coming from? Be open to the first answer that comes back to you. You might hear it as a word, or you might hear a name, and just realize that these thoughts might not always be specifically from you. They could be originating elsewhere. If it is a name that you recognize, or a loved one that has crossed, or a God or an angel, start having dialogue, right? Start saying, why are you telling me this? Or what am I trying to discern here? What are you trying to gift me with in this awareness of, this information that you're delivering to me? So when this happens from spirit, when spirit infiltrates our thoughts or interrupts or, repeats over and over to relay a message, sometimes there's, more to the message, and we just have to recognize that someone else is kind of knocking on our on our mind's door, if you will, and giving us these gifts of clairaudience. And so it's up to us then to carry the conversation further by, first of all, honoring that it's not coming from our own mind chatter, but it's coming from outside and coming to us, not from us. And so I invite you in those moments to take time to develop a rapport, conversation back and forth. First of all, of course, you're going to get, who is this that's giving me this information? And then you're going to check, like, is this for my highest good to connect with? Are you of truth? Are you who you say you are? You're going to hear a yes, 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 or you're going to feel a warmth on your heart. And then you can carry on the conversation. A lot of times it's just a quick thing, like, don't forget to do this, or don't forget that, or Perhaps it is, remember my story, stop at the Black Dog Cafe. Perhaps it's something big and beautiful that's really meant to kind of make your life have a turn. But it's really about noticing when there's a thought that's kind of running through your head and you're like, wait a minute, I'm noticing this thought. And then going, all right, who's saying this? And then going, okay, great. What do you want more to say? Is there more to say? And realizing we can have dialogue with our loved ones that have crossed, with God, with the angels, with our spirit guides. And so this is the first exercise, is either paying attention to your random thoughts all week and noticing maybe some of them aren't so random. And then the second half of the exercise, if there is actually a conversation being began by an outward spirit, tuning in and taking the conversation further. An exercise that you might want to try is if you have a question or an issue that you want more information on, pose it up. Just ask, I'd like to get guidance, or I really need to get guidance on such and such in my life. And you can do this in the beginning of your day or your week, and then just offer it up to the heavens, right? And then see what thoughts come back to you over the next few hours, days, moments, whatever, what thoughts come back to you. And then say, who is delivering this thought? Who is sending me this thought? Put your hands on your heart, close your eyes if you want to, and say, who's sending me this thought? So that you realize that your guidance or your help is coming from a specific place. It could be your higher conscience. It could be God, it could be angels, it could be a loved one on the other side, it could be a guide. And, of course, say thank you. And you can also carry the conversation on from there. But sometimes what happens is if we don't believe that we can get the immediate answer right away, they'll still get the answer to our thoughts, and they'll just play them over and over in our mind. And then we'll be like, well, wait a minute, that's not my thought. That's someone answering a question I had earlier. And so recognizing clairaudience can come that way too, as a delayed response, right? And then you'd have to go, well, why do I need to have it delayed? And because sometimes we just do. Sometimes that's when we're open to it, when we're not paying attention, is when the answer comes, right? Or the inspiration comes. Yeah. You know what I'm talking about. And don't forget, the information or the response or the answer might come back as this nagging memory or this awareness of a book title or a movie title or a song lyric that won't get out of your head in that segment of the song lyric, or in the image of, or the words of the title is your answer. And so just paying attention to that. I remember one time I had a question if I should start doing animal. Well, no, I'm not going to tell you that story. I'll wait until I talk to you about animal communication. Ha ha! I'm so awful, aren't I awful? Okay, this one is journaling, and I love journaling, so I'm always going to encourage you to journal. This one is journaling a conversation, and you can have the conversation with yourself, to your soul, your higher mind or your highest mind. You can have it with your guardian angel, even though we haven't done formal introductions, or maybe you already know yours, doesn't matter. I mean, it does matter. I love it. You could also have this with a loved one, this conversation with a loved one, be them alive or in spirit on the other side. You can have this conversation with God or guides, right? Or, anyone really, your dog, your pet, your animal. And what I want you to do is just sit in meditation, or just sit in, and when I say sit in meditation, it just means you're going to have focused awareness on whatever your goal is, right? Remember our conversations about meditation. It's like there's different goals, whether you're just doing mindfulness or Vipassana meditation or open heart meditation or sitting in stillness or whatever. This one is just to have a connection. So you'll have your notebook and you want to bring questions, right? Tell me something that's for my highest good, or what's a part of my life that would be really good for me to work on, or wow, why am I having such an issue with so-and-so? These are all questions you can ask her, either for divine guidance or your highest self, right? questions that you want to ask your animal, whatever, you put those questions out there, whatever you want, or loved ones on the other side, you want to have chat on whatever topic you want to. So what you're going to do is you're going to sit down with your notebook or your journal, and you're going to make sure there's no distractions. So unplug phones or turn them on silent, or, I can't even have mine go zzz, vibrate. It's like, turn it off, put it far away, close the door, no distractions. You can light a candle. It's always nice to light a candle when you're doing work of spirit. And by work of spirit, to me, I mean twofold. One is when you're connecting to all that is, or through to the other side, or through to the realms, the higher realms, but it's also work on your soul, right? So love to light a candle. And then you can take a big breath in and exhale, and do that 5 times to kind of ground in your body and to just relax and clear and be in the moment. And do this with the intention of having dialogue, conversation with another, either any of the aforementioned beings, right? And then you can pose a question and journal the answers that you hear back. You're going to ask the question in your mind, or you can do it out loud. I don't care. But if you ask the question in your mind and then wait, and the answer will be the first awareness that comes back to you. It could come in segments and in thoughts, in a word, in images, but tell them, whoever you're connecting with. I remember one guide I was working with, and she didn't speak. And I'm like, no. I'm working on clairvoyance. Not clairvoyance. I'm sorry. I'm working on clairaudience. So it's not enough for me to clairvoyantly see you. I need to hear you. And so I was like, I need a different guide. So you can ask, please make this connection strong. Please speak up. I can't hear you. I don't understand. Can you be louder? Can you repeat that? And then don't forget, throughout the connection, you could say, is that what you said? Put your hands on your heart, close your eyes, even further in. Is that what you said? Is that what you said? You're doing this with the intention of specifically talking to whomever it is you directly want, right? You're not just going to go blanket up and cast a wide net of, hey, I'm going to talk to anybody. No. The only way that I'll ever let you do that is if you say, I'd like to be connected to the highest being that is aligned with my truth, that can come forward and speak from truth and give me information, or give me guidance, or connect with me now. So then you're aiming really, really high, right? Otherwise, you're going to go in with, who do you want to talk to? And like I said, listen, I can do this with my mate, even though he's living and down the road working. I could do this in the middle of the day and connect with him soul to soul. If I want to work on an issue that's we're really stuck with in the physical, and he's not hearing me, or I'm not hearing him, and I want to revisit it and say, can you be clearer? Maybe you tell me differently on what you're trying to convey. And be open to what comes back. You're going to hear words. You're going to hear stories unfold. Sometimes when I'm working with various realms, the information comes so fast, I can't write fast enough. So if you start slow, ask a yes or no question initially, and then maybe ask the deeper, elongated questions that have longer answers, so that you can write and journal what you're getting. Sometimes I like to know, because of, dealing with health issues, I'm asking, like, is this the best path for me? Blah, blah, blah. Listen, did I tell you I'm detoxing heavy metals? So I'm like, okay, there's so many heavy metal detox programs. Which one is best for me, and why, or what should I look at, or where should I go into? Or what do I need to know while I'm detoxing? And I always hear bath. So not only get in the sauna for the detox, but take the Epsom salt bath. I'm like, can't be bothered, but yeah, that's what I have to do. So sometimes it's just guidance like that. Drink more water. I hear that. It's just simple, short, curt answers, as opposed to when I sit with my guides, like even Samuel, my spirit guide, that helped me but helped me compose all the classes that I taught initially. When I used to sit with Samuel, I would be like, all right, what do I need to learn today? And he's like, okay, listen, I'm going to teach you how to teach this class on whatever, psychic development. And I was like, okay. And then he goes, here are the components, get your pen ready. And I would chart it out. Right. And then he'd go, okay, now in each of these segments, this is what I want you to cover. And it was like it was crazy, right? This is not crazy, like crazy cool, really crazy cool. I'm getting full body goosebumps because, like, when I'm talking about him, I can feel him around. I'm like, yes, hello, Samuel. Little shout out to Samuel, great teacher. Anybody can use him. He's there for us all. So it depends what your goal is. And just let the awareness come back to you. Often the thoughts can be, or the awareness, the information can come back as a thought in your head, in your own voice. Sometimes it's their voice. Let it be what it is. I told you when I hear my dad, it's often in his voice. And it depends what we're talking about. The other day I was making, you don't have to journal. I was making dinner and I'm like, Dad, I'm making your favorite dinner. And he's like, yeah, I can see that. And it was puttanesca. It was one of the favorite dinners that I made that he liked because he liked the capers and the olives and the tomatoes. And so, like, we were chatting back and forth and had me laughing because of some of the things he said. He looked at the capers, because he was there in the kitchen with me. He's on the other side, but he was in the kitchen with me. And he's like, you rinse these because the salt, it's too much. And he was like, tell your mother she's eating too much salty capers on her, lox and bagels. And it was so funny because later that night, I told Mom, Dad was in the kitchen with me and I was cooking the puttanesca. And then she brought up the lox and bagels. I was like, of course you brought that up because Dad was bringing it up. It's just so beautiful. So that was like proof positive. Like that was just a little shout out from Dad going, see, it's on my mind too. So have fun with this exercise. Create time for dialogue. Create time to enhance your clairaudience experience and put it into practice. Use it as a practical way of getting guidance, information. Sometimes, because we all have guides or guardian angels that work with us on day-to-day tasks or specific tasks. Sit down with the project. I call them my project manager sometimes. I'm like, listen, I really need some help. Like, what should I do with this podcast? What direction should I go after I go through all the exercises? I had no idea I'd be repeating these exercises, right? But I'm glad I am. So it's fine. Then people can scroll through and just hit them exactly or whatever. But you can use this broad base of kind of this community of helpers and rely on them. That's why we have guardian angels, guys. It's so nice, right? So again, you can use this dialogue in any form with any being, whether you want to, have conversations with your loved one here or loved one on the other side, and you want to journal it or get to the deeper issue, or how can I be of service? You can ask, or what do I need to know, clearly to help resolve this issue at work or whatever it is. Gosh, whatever it is, right? Take it, dialogue it, sit down, be open to hearing, be open to the thought fragments that come into your head. Do not discredit, do not deny. And especially when it's from a being on the other side, when we disbelief, it's like hanging up the phone. Don't hang up the phone. Don't hang up the phone. Listen, and then say thank you, and send them light and love from your heart as a beam of beautiful light. And just say thanks and say, speak up anytime and make your presence known and clear. And, I love and appreciate you, especially if they're, someone that helps you often. Okay, you're going to be focused and aware. You're going to be setting your intention. You're going to use all the skills that you know to use to check for truth. You're going to ask for it to be louder, a clear connection. You're going to ask to remain present. You're going to use all your skills to use these exercises and trust what you get. And then use your journal of scientific awareness for trial and error. How did it go? What was it like? And in any moments of doubt, you're going to ask, did I make this up or did you say that? And you're going to say that one at a time. Did you say that? And you're going to feel yes, you're going to feel your heart warm, or you're going to feel no, or it'll be flat. And it'll be like, oh, crud, you didn't say that. I made that up. And then say, did I make that up? And then you might get, you made that up. And then you're like, okay, I'm not going to make anything up. I want to be a pure and perfect, clear receptor for receiving clairaudience. And you're going to troubleshoot, right? And you're going to go trial and error. And you're going to see how it goes. I believe in you. You got this. ClairAudience is my favorite soul awareness because I use it all the time. It is my jam. So I hope you're you're listening, and not only to me, but to spirit and your soul awareness, and you've gained a lot from this time together. I hope you are able to put some of these exercises into practice to strengthen this muscle. I think you're really going to enjoy differentiating the voices that come to you and how clairaudience works in the various ways that you use it to offer a resounding positive moves in your life and in your awareness and in our world. And this is only the beginning. Much more to come. Okay, so don't forget to share the love. If you like what you're hearing, tell your friends, family, cohorts, associates, and encourage them to listen from the beginning, because the lessons do build one upon the other. I do this to encourage spiritual growth and health, and I just think the world will be a much better place when we all start tuning in and living from our soul's awareness. And so I am really grateful that you are listening. I'm encouraging you to follow or subscribe, and I appreciate it, right? As always, thanks for tuning in. Legally speaking, this podcast is presented solely for educational, spiritual, and entertainment purposes. It is not intended as a substitute for medical diagnosis, treatment, or the advice of a physician, psychotherapist, or other qualified professional. You should not use this information to diagnose or treat a health problem or condition. Always check with your doctor. Thank you.